All right, you guys, we got some updates on the last video that I did. If you missed it, go watch it. But I basically talked about my delegate, Bill Wiley's legislative assistant. She's hosting an event where all the candidates in Frederick County and maybe surrounding areas are going to be, and it's open to the public. What I talked about was the detail portion of that event, where this is what we're looking at right now, except she added the bottom portion. And I've got another screenshot that we can get a better view of it and go over it. But, you know, basically, this is a public event, and it's going to be at Cloverdale Barn. And I know for a fact she does not have the authority to trespass any individual from this venue. I'm just going to say that. But in the details of this event, she's claiming that anybody that causes drama is going to be asked to leave. She's claiming that they reserve the right to refuse entry to any individual or organization that is not there to be positive or has attempted to harass any candidates. That's concerning because we don't know how she's planning on measuring positivity. And likewise, nobody's under any obligation to be positive, okay? That seems like a stretch for a requirement. She's also saying anyone who's attempted to harass any candidate, they can refuse entry to these people. You know, we've gone over this. She thinks that anyone who has criticized any candidates is considered harassment of a candidate. We have rights, and this woman wants to bridle them. Highly concerning. I know that she says she knows the Constitution inside and out. That's false. So on the bottom portion, let me click on this one. Okay, here we go. Let's read this. Please note, we know Frederick, Clark, Warren, and Shenandoah citizens are awesome people. The statement regarding harassing others was not in regard to one individual or group. It was mentioned so that all candidates and those participating in the audience are respectful to each other and time constraints. She obviously saw my video, because I said in my video, I think she did all this for me, and I still stand by that. I think she did all of this for me. Because she has never put anything like this in one of these event details ever before. It's only since I'm criticizing her and Bill that all of a sudden it pops up. I don't see how any of this was necessary, and it looks bad. It really does look bad. So she also did another post, no, I'm sorry, 2 posts on this event, and then 1 on her page. Let's go to this one. She says in here, and this is just another thing, she's trying to bridle the people's rights. On the bottom, she says, this is a kid and family friendly event, and we cannot have cussing, arguing, or fighting going on. It benefits no one. Now, I agree. We don't want people fighting, having a brawl. That would be a disturbance. It would be disorderly. I get it. Arguing, I guess I just don't really know what she means by arguing. Because if I'm having a debate with someone, just chitty-chatting, whatever, is that arguing to her? I don't know. Cussing. Whether it is a kid and family-friendly event or not, it does not matter. You're really telling people that they have to curtail their rights for the fact that it's a kid and family-friendly event. We are adults here, and I hate to break it to little Susan, and she should know this already. Cursing is protected under the First Amendment. As long as we're not doing fighting words and things like that, it's okay to curse. It is First Amendment protected speech. If you watch the last school board meeting, I dropped the F-bomb. And guess what? There ain't a damn thing that school board can do about it. You want to know why? Supreme Court ruled it's protected speech. To me, this is very concerning. Now, I know what she's trying to... We want to make it a good event. But I don't see why you needed to say it. And I'm not saying I'm going to go there and be cursing up a storm and arguing and all that. That's not what I'm advocating for. I'm just simply calling out. She says we support the Constitution, and at the same time, she's contradicting herself by bridling it. She wants to make excuses to why it needs to be bridled. You know, I've said it before. The Constitution is the law of the land. Just because it's a kid and family-friendly event, I mean, none of your rights should be infringed on, okay? And yeah. Let's move on. So, in common Susan Schick fashion, she cannot stop herself. She's got to talk about my video. She couldn't leave it be. And this is why we keep going round and round and round. And I'm going to keep going. Because this is not right. Now, by the way, I sent Bill Wiley an email today letting him know that Susan Schick uses her Facebook to communicate with her constituents, and she gives legislative business updates and such on here. Well, guess what? She has me blocked. But because she uses it within her capacity as her legislative assistant, then it makes it a public forum. And my First Amendment right applies. And I said that he needs to have her unblock me. So let's go over this post. I think she made this a day or two ago. She put this same post on the group, only she put this little meme with it. There are 4 very important words in life: love, honesty, truth, and respect. Without these, in your life, you have nothing. Susan, come on, get a grip. She's like, if we stay still, you might be able to feel that smoke. She's trying to blow right up your little tushy right there, because I can feel it. But I ain't buying it. You want to pause it and read everything? Go for it. But this is the post she made. She says, "Thank you to those who have reached out. I am aware of the videos out there that are made about me." No facts there, not one. Now that's interesting, because I've given facts. She hasn't. Susan Schick hasn't provided not one shred of evidence, not one shred of proof, and not one fact. But apparently I'm not. I'm going over the things that she said on Facebook, the things her husband said. Those aren't facts, really. And then I guess my comment about her slurring words must have triggered something, because she says, "By the way, I slur my words sometimes because I wear a mouth guard. LOL. Yeah, I ain't buying it." I mean, she could say whatever she wants. She can't take accountability for herself, and she's got to dig herself out of this hole, and all she's doing is digging deeper, in my opinion. She says, "I don't have a response to any of that." And down below a little bit farther, she says, "You won't find me giving it the time of day." So basically, she doesn't care about my videos, and she's not going to respond to any of it. Well, I think she should, because I think she should be taking accountability, but I understand why she won't. How is she going to talk herself out of it? She looks awful, and Bill Wiley looks awful because of it. I don't know how this woman still has a job. I don't. It makes Bill look ignorant. And it looks to me like Susan must have some serious dirt on Bill. If not, I don't even know what's going on. I just don't. She says, "I take pride in my family, community, state, and country. If that offends someone, so be it." Well, I'm not offended in any of that. What I'm offended by is that you're full of it when you say you support the rights of the people, because you try to infringe on them and bridle them at the same time. You can't do all that and then say you support it. That makes you a hypocrite, Susan. It's honestly sad to me that someone would devote so much time to me. You are a government official. My tax dollars pay your salary. I am going to devote time to calling you out. You need to be held accountable. Period. There should be more people calling you out for this stuff. I have to presume I'm not the only one that you've had to have done other people dirty. I mean, and I know because I've heard of it. Or we'll leave that for another day. That's someone else's story. She lies and says, "Never have reported any videos for privacy complaints." You're lying. You know damn well you have. As a matter of fact, we're going to go over a video in a little bit. But Susan and I, we had a conversation a while back ago, a few months ago. She wanted me to take my videos down. And she tried to barter with me, saying that she'll take some of her posts down of me. I don't care about her posts about me. I say leave them up. I'm not going to tell her to take any of her posts down. And I told her I would think about taking my videos down, but nope, not happening. And I'm glad I didn't, because she was obviously full of it in that entire conversation. And I knew I knew that's exactly what was going to happen. It's easy to attack the doers. You know, stop attacking the doers. You need to stop doing Facebook posts. You need to stop opening your damn mouth. You need to stop doing late night videos on Bill Wiley's delegate page when you may or may not have your mouth guard in. Because it ain't a good look. Alright. I talked about going over some audio. I've got never before heard audio. And this is audio that I recorded of a conversation that Susan Schick and I had. Now, before you get all weird, oh my God, you can't do that without her consent. Not true. Code of Virginia, this specific code section right here. If we scroll down all the way to right here, B2, I'm going to read it for you. It shall not be a criminal offense under this chapter for a person to intercept a wire, electronic, or oral communication, where such person is a party to the communication, or one of the parties to the communication has given prior consent to such interception. Well, guess what? I was a party to the conversation, legally allowed to have recorded that. A little backstory. I did a video, Who is Stella O'Conaghy? Because I, at the time, and I still do, believed that this Facebook account, Stella O'Conaghy, is Susan Schick's alt or like sock Facebook account where she can just say whatever she wants and nobody can be like, oh my gosh, you're a government official. And I explained why I thought it was this person. I published that a few months ago and it was around 6 or 7 o'clock when I did that. 2 in the morning, my phone's ringing. I didn't know the number. So I Googled it and boom, it's Susan Schick. And I thought to myself, why in the world would this woman call me at 2 in the morning? Now mind you, Bill Wiley told me he talked to Susan and told her to cease and desist. She wasn't allowed to talk about me or contact me. And yet here she is. So when I called her back, I recorded the conversation. And I have 2 clips for you. One of them is going to be when I ask her what went down when she called the sheriff's department to have me arrested. And the other, I just thought was funny. She addresses the Stella O'Conaghy thing. Now, mind you, our entire conversation was over an hour long. I am not posting that entire hour-long video. I can take clips out as needed, but she does talk some personal stuff about family, and I'm not going to put that out there. So for now, you're just getting two short clips. But Susan, on my Who is Stella O'Conaghy, Susan had a TikTok account, and it was called, the name of it was Taming Stella. Interestingly enough, I found out her middle name is Estelle. I mean, the coincidences are just really piling on. So if you go and you try and look her up, it's now Annie Oakley 95. She changed it. It's no longer Taming Stella. But for a little while there, she had her TikTok account public. And I got a screenshot of it. Now you might be like, I don't see how this could be Susan. I got a picture of Susan on this account. She's not looking so good right there, but that's Susan. That's her renamed TikTok account. What I find interesting about this audio is that Susan says, this is it. Let me put this up here. Susan says, no, that Stella person's not me, but by the way, this is how you pronounce the name. And it just seems strange. So I'm going to hit play.
That Stella is not me. And it's Okoye, the last name.
Last name is pronounced Okoye. It's weird how she knew that, right? I don't know. She doesn't know who that Stella person is, but that person is Facebook friends with her husband, or at least was. Interesting. Come on now. She's not a good liar. She really isn't. So this video is going to be me when I ask her about when she contacted the sheriff's department to have me arrested for my First Amendment protected speech. Now, she doesn't really answer what she does do is point the finger at the deputy. She's saying the deputy, he got it wrong. He didn't write the full report. And she's also saying like she had no clue about this red flag law thing with me, which is not true. She did. She contacted the sheriff's department to ask about it, and which was interesting, because if she wanted to know, why didn't she contact me? She also says in this video, she or the delegate wasn't contacted. Why in the hell would I contact you two slimy people? I already know that you're friends with the woman that did this to me. You and I don't have a good history because of the things that you do on Facebook, and I complained to Bill Wiley about it. I'm not going to come to you, and especially when I already know that you know, because you're confidently posting Facebook videos of you explaining that no, it's not a red flag law. Only that after we talk and this call at 2 a.m., she admits that yeah, it is that's a red flag law. I'm gonna hit play. It's a few minutes long. Susan, can I ask you, like, about the calling the sheriff, trying to have me arrested?
Yeah.
I mean, what happened there? Because I'm still trying to figure out where the slander and the...
Well, because when I left Duet, the one that you joked about me having wine or apple juice in my glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I got told, hey, there's a countdown going, there's a video coming out about you.
Mm-hmm.
Again. And again, it was wrong because I still had no clue what this red flag law was, what had happened. We kept hearing gun. And all I knew is through the delegate office that we had not been contacted. And so finally I was like, you know what? I can't no more. I have so much going on. I'm sure you do too. And I'm thinking, here, she's making a video about this. So the conversation I had with the guy did not, I had this conversation with him. He wrote it as, I did not say I was going to rewrite legislation. I would be the last person to you have a First Amendment right and so do I. And where those First Amendment rights end is when we start defaming each other or slandering each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing was said to that guy about rewriting legislation. That comment was made in regards to he didn't write the whole report. That comment was made in regards to online bullying. All
right. I don't understand why she just can't admit it. I don't believe for a second that the deputy dropped the ball on this. I don't think so. I don't think so for a second. Now, I do want to point out that in our 2 a.m. conversation, Susan, when she finally understood that, yeah, it was and she admitted, yeah, that's red flag law, you're right. She had no idea how protective orders, all they take is a false accusation, and boom, Second Amendment rights infringed immediately. She didn't understand that, and I think she should have, but she said to me, I want to rewrite the legislation and I want you to help me. And I was like, oh yeah, it was 2 a.m., but I'll be honest with you, I don't want to do that for a number of reasons. One, I pay her to do that. Like, my tax dollars pay her salary. That's her job. It makes me wonder if she doesn't know how to write legislation. Number two, I don't trust this woman at all. And I was getting the feeling that, number one, nothing was her fault. Everything was Priscilla's fault. Everything was the deputy's fault. Everything was somebody else's fault. And I didn't like that. It seemed fishy. It was almost like she wanted to tell me what she thought I wanted to hear in hopes that, I would take down my videos. Because that was something she said to me. She said, Christy, if we work on this, rewriting this legislation together, it's going to be a problem if you keep those videos up. And I said, well, I'll consider taking them down, but I had no intention of doing so. She says, you know, I don't want to be put in a position where I have to provide my evidence against you. And she talked about having pictures of Priscilla and I at the Christmas party. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to lie. Priscilla and I were, in fact, friends at one point. We became not friends after she ghosted me for asking her about the allegations surrounding that injunction. So that's it. And again, I mean, I've got all this stuff. I've got the full audio, but I don't intend on putting it all out there. I don't. I wish Susan would stop. I don't know. So if she wants to keep going, I'll keep going. She needs to do better. She needs to support the Constitution. If she needs someone to talk to, like, hey, do we think this is constitutional to do? Come and ask me. I'm going to tell you. If she would have said, hey, I want to put this nonsense on an event, I would be like, don't you damn do it. Don't do it. Like, no, don't. It's going to make you and Bill look awful. Don't do it. If she needs help with understanding the Constitution, I'm here. I love talking about the Constitution. I eat, sleep, and drink the Constitution. I flex my rights every chance I get. But I want to leave it at this. There are a lot of people that are out there saying, I'm the problem. I'm offensive. I'm the problem. Everybody hate Christy. I want you to know one thing about me. I don't move a chess piece unless I am provoked to do so. If I didn't have anything to say, you would never have known I existed, okay? This needed to be said. And it will continue to be needing to be said so long as the crap goes on. I just want to hold my government officials accountable. And anyone that's crooked and slimy and greasy, I'm going to call them out too. I have no trouble sleeping at night. All right?